What's up, guys? I'm Josh Mosman. Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 214, presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in. San Diego Supercross was a wild one. We're going to get into that, and we're going to look ahead to the upcoming Anaheim 2 Supercross this weekend. Let's dive into it. So there was a big shakeup at the front of the pack, and it helped out Jet Lawrence a little bit this weekend. Jet came into San Diego 15 points back in the championship behind Chase Sexton. Then he left that race only 10 points behind Eli Tomac in the championship, who's the new points leader. We had 3 new riders on the podium at San Diego: Eli Tomac, Jet Lawrence, and Cooper Webb. And we also had 3 top tier 450 riders that complained about being sick at San Diego as well. And it's kind of a big deal when you have 3 of the top guys sick. Jason Anderson, Hunter Lawrence, and Cooper Webb are all dealing with sicknesses. And I could tell Cooper was feeling it in that post-race press conference. He definitely wasn't looking too happy or too energized, but for him to hold on to a 3rd place, super impressive. For Hunter Lawrence to get 5th, to bounce back from that 11th the weekend prior, that's really impressive, even being under the weather. Unfortunately, Jason Anderson, he struggled the most. He finished 12th in the 450 main event. So great stuff from the 450 class. So of course, insane battles. The big topic though, Chase Sexton. Near miss, man. Huge mistake, and so glad it worked out for him. He didn't get landed on by Dylan Ferrandis on the first lap. He was 7th off the start. Not the worst start in the world, but definitely not a great start. He was the first rider to double the triple. Ferrandis and the rest of the riders behind him went for it. Chase looked up at the last second, and I don't think his swerve helped him at all, but he just barely missed getting landed on by Dylan Ferrandis. And of course, Chase went down the next corner. So tough for him to come all the way from last up to 6th place. He lost the championship points lead, but he's only 1 point behind Eli Tomac in the championship, and he's still looking good for that red plate here again soon. So Chase Sexton, so glad he didn't get landed on, but you got to think that almost getting landed on might have played a factor into why he tucked the front end in the next straightaway, after that next straightaway in the next corner. So glad that he stayed safe there. Jet Lawrence versus Eli Tomac was a battle for the ages. That sand section after the triple in the middle of the track was inside all day long. Pretty much nobody could make the outside work. I saw Tomac try it earlier in the day in qualifying. I saw guys try it even in the heat race, but most of the time they would lose time by going to the outside. It just was a long way around, and it didn't set you up the best for the next rhythm lane. But in that main event, Eli Tomac made it work. He passed Jet Lawrence and just railed around him on the outside. Made for an exciting battle when he got around Jet, but you had to think Jet was going to capitalize and come back and get him again. And then Eli pulled away from him, but when they passed Cooper Webb, Jet passed him at the same exact time. And that moment I thought, okay, this is Jet Lawrence's race. He's going to get around Tomac and he's going to get another Jet Lawrence win. Well, Eli Tomac proved me wrong, and he proved a lot of people wrong, and got the 53rd win of his 450 Supercross career, making it 11 consecutive seasons with a win. I had the honor of talking to him in the post-race press conference about standing up in the corner all the way through the corner before the whoop section. Now the whoops were gnarly. I was surprised that more riders weren't jumping through them. Eli elected to skim them all night long, and he would stand up all the way around the bull turn. I don't know if you guys saw it on TV or not, but man, that was impressive. It takes an insane amount of strength in your legs to withstand the G-forces of getting on the gas while standing up. If you guys ride yourselves, go up to the track, try standing up all the way through a corner and then getting on the gas as hard as you possibly can. It's hard on the lower back, it's hard on your legs, and it was cool to hear Jet Lawrence kind of acknowledge how tough Eli is in the press conference. We got 2 big wins and 1 big loss in the 250 class from the San Diego Supercross. Of course, the big loss goes to Joe Shimoda. So bummed for him. Winning Anaheim 1, having the red plate going into San Diego, and then getting hit by a pit board in qualifying and breaking his fingers and bruising his hand. Such a bummer for him. It wasn't even his fault. At first I thought, man, he'll probably be able to tough it out and ride through this pain, but once I saw the pictures after the main event, I gained a lot more respect for Joe. That was pretty gnarly. His fingers are all kinked, his hand is black and bruised, and yeah, that does not look like fun. So congratulations, Joe. I mean, great job for toughing it out and hanging on. He got 7th place in the 250 main event. Unfortunately, he's now 17 points back in the championship, so that's a huge deficit. I heard reports that he might have been getting surgery this week, but that's not confirmed yet, so hopefully he'll be able to tough it out and be at the track at Anaheim 2 and Glendale, and then get some time off to let that thing heal. Of course, the two big wins go to Julien Beaumer and Cole Davies. Cole Davies won his heat race and rode awesome in the main event, leading a bunch of laps, ended up 4th place at the finale at the crossing of the checkered flag. So congratulations to Cole Davies. Impressive technique, impressive style, and just awesome to see him doing well. Also, congratulations to Julien Beaumer. Impressive to see him. He's continued to build his career and ride solid on the track. He rode well at Anaheim 1. He got 2nd. Then he picked it up and got 1st at San Diego. He now has the points lead by 8 points over Jordan Smith. Also, congratulations to Jordan Smith. I'd say it's another win for him. Maybe we could say 3 wins. 3 wins. Julien Beaumer, Cole Davies, and Jordan Smith. Jordan gave Triumph their 2nd ever podium in a row, and he moved up. He was 3rd at A1, 2nd at San Diego. Looking to see how he does this weekend at Anaheim 2. Looking ahead to this weekend's Anaheim 2 Supercross, of course, Eli Tomac and Julien Beaumer carry the red plates going into this one. Eli Tomac has a 1-point lead over Chase Sexton, 2-point lead over Ken Roxon, and a 4-point lead over Cooper Webb in the championship. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Jet Lawrence 10 points behind Eli Tomac currently. Also, Julien Beaumer, as mentioned, has an 8-point lead in the 250 class. So red plates have changed hands headed into Anaheim 2, and we'll see if these guys can hold on or if they'll change hands again going into Glendale the following weekend. Once again, Supercross this weekend is starting at 5:30, so it is still that earlier TV time. I know it's nice for guys back east. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching our videos and also commenting. You guys let me know that you appreciate the early start time. I think it's a little weird for Supercross when the opening ceremonies is going off and it's not even dark out yet, but I super appreciate that racing gets done earlier. This weekend, Anaheim 2, the track looks pretty wild. Let's get into that. So looking at the track for Anaheim 2 coming up this weekend, we've got another split start. Now, the split start at Anaheim 1 did not work out well. There was a lot of first turn crashes, a lot of first turn carnage. It was pretty scary because of the 2 jumps in the middle of the start. There was a line of tough blocks down the middle of the start, so riders came together at the very end coming into the turn, and it was really tough for riders on the outside to get a good start. This weekend, it's a little different. They got an over-under jump going in the very middle of the starting line, and riders will be able to come together after that. The start is a little bit longer, so it should create more separation coming into the first turn, hopefully be a little safer, hopefully less crashes coming into the first turn this weekend at Anaheim 2, but either way, it should be exciting. Back-to-back whoop sections, those are on the cards. First one's got a step up coming into it, banked, and then doing whoops right again after that. So back-to-back whoop sections are tiring. They're very mentally and physically tiring, but it's also going to be challenging doing that step up into it. It's not hard for the top level pros, but for guys like me, I raced privateer in 2018, raced Supercross as a privateer, and jumping into a whoop section, carrying all that momentum makes it even harder to hit the top of every whoop with the front and rear wheel, and I definitely got sketchy a couple times. So speaking of that, going to San Diego Supercross for press day, seeing how big those jumps were, standing on the floor makes a big difference. Standing in the stands, the track looks fine. I think I could do it. But then once I stand on the floor, I'm like, you know what? I'm really glad I'm not racing with these guys today. And so if you guys want to get that same experience, it's $150 for Supercross VIP track walk experience. You can learn more about that at supercrosslive.com, but I'd say it's worth it. If you've never walked a Supercross track, you got to do it at least once in your lifetime if you're a Supercross fan. But one thing I'm thankful for is the Supercross Futures. They normally have to race Anaheim 2. This year they're not racing Anaheim 2. They're waiting to Glendale. So when I first saw the track map with back-to-back whoops, I was like, no way. They're going to put Supercross Futures out there with back-to-back whoops. Thankfully for those guys, they get to wait till Glendale next weekend. So of course it's going to be tight at the front of the pack, and let me know in the comments who you think will win this weekend. We also got to talk about the MXA Fantasy League app. Congratulations to MX Bob 26 for winning $1,500 to ADS suspension from last weekend's San Diego Supercross. He did pretty good on his picks. He almost maxed out how many points you can earn. He earned 300 points. And now with the MXA Fantasy League app, it's free to download, free to play, and you can win awesome prizes every weekend. So MX Bob, he picked the correct riders in first, third, fourth in the 450 class, and he also picked the correct riders in the correct position at second, fourth, fifth, and sixth in the 250 class. So if you pick a rider that finishes finishes in the top 6, you earn the amount of points that they earn. So 300 points for him. He's got 76 points. He could do better still. So if you think you can do better than him, be sure to download the MXA Fantasy League app to play this weekend. This weekend we are giving away a $500 shopping spree to 7 MX gear. So 7 MX, of course, is on Malcolm Stewart and a lot of other riders in the 250 class and Supercross right now. 7's got some pretty sweet designs, and they're giving away $500 to the winner of the MXA Fantasy League app. So stoked for that. This weekend at Anaheim too. Make sure to download, free to play. Get over there. We'll see you over there. And new for this year, we have a new app that MXA helped develop for the KTM Junior race. So KTM Junior Fantasy SX presented by Ford Lightning. It's pretty cool for us to be able to partner with Ford. We helped them develop a Fantasy League app for KTM Junior and the Ford Lightning truck. And you can play for free on that one as well. Free to download, free to play. And it's just another way for you to win more prizes every weekend. This weekend, we're giving away $500 to KTM. So $500 worth of KTM parts, and you can play for free. Pick riders on there. We give you points for the top 6 riders that you pick. It's a brand new app, so not as many people playing it, which means you have a bigger chance at winning stuff. It's available on Android, and now it's finally available on Apple. It took a little bit longer for Apple to accept the new app and put it on the App Store, but it's live now, and you can play. So I just downloaded the app for myself. I'll be playing for Anaheim 2 this weekend, and yeah, great way to win $500 to KTM parts. We also just posted our 2025 KTM 350 SXF tested video on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out. Thank you guys for watching this week in MXA. See you at the races.